Let's see, I'm a co-host. For those who are joining us this morning, we have had some technical difficulties and unexpected interruptions. We are trying to work through that to ensure the safety of this and integrity of this meeting, and make sure we have video so that I can be present in this meeting with you all. Thank you for your patience, and we will be with you shortly. All right, everyone. Again, our apologies for the interruptions this morning. That has not happened to us before. Very unexpected, but we are navigating this space with you all here today. So we just appreciate you being present. Again, this is a rulemaking hearing, and we are going to start from the top to make sure we get everything on the record. Unfortunately, because of the interruptions this morning, and the technical limitations, I am not able to turn on my video, but my name is P. Danielle Nellis. I'm the Deputy General Counsel for the State Board of Education and the designated representative. I will be presiding at today's hearing. This hearing is regarding the state board rules governing educator licensure, employment standards, occupational educator scholarship, and career and technical education. Today is July 25th, 2024. After these interruptions, it is now 9:16 a.m. and I do call this rulemaking hearing to order once again. Information on how to join the rulemaking hearing, both in person and electronically, was included in the rulemaking hearing notice filed with the Secretary of State's office and posted to the state board's website. Since this hearing is being held both electronically and in person, I want to remind all attendees who are joining online to please keep yourself muted unless asked to unmute, and please do not share any inappropriate videos. This will minimize any interruptions and any audio feedback to ensure that the speaker can be heard. Excuse me, any attempts to disrupt the hearing, as we saw earlier, will result in removal from the hearing either electronically or in person. A red line version of the rules under consideration at this hearing are available both here in person and on the State Board's website under the link for today's meeting. This hearing is also being recorded and will be provided to the State Board members for their review. We will not provide the first portions of this hearing that we've had to end it twice because of the interruptions. We will begin with the 9:16 hearing moving forward. Moving into the rules that are subject to the subject of this hearing, this rulemaking hearing is the opportunity for the State Board of Education to gather public feedback regarding the following rules: Educator Licensure Rule 052003 02-03-.02 and 0.11 through 0.13, Employment Standards Rule 0520-02-06-0.01 and -0.02, Occupational Educator Scholarship Rules 0520-02-05-0.03 through 0.05, as well as Career and Technical Education Rule 0520-01-07 -0.04. I will begin with a summary of each proposed rule revision. The first item is Educator Licensure Rules 0520-02-03-.02 and 0.11 through 0.13. The rules chapter outlines the license types issued in Tennessee and pathways towards licensure. This item proposes that, in accordance with House Bill 390 and Senate Bill 191, the validity period for professional licenses is extended from no more than 7 years to no more than 11 years, and no less than 8 years. Next, in accordance with Public Chapter 843, Rule 0.12, it is revised to allow the commissioner to issue temporary teaching permits for elementary physical education. Also, in accordance with Public Chapter 876, the rule is revised to allow the commissioner to issue temporary teaching permits for courses with an end-of-course examination, provided that the individual is assigned a mentor teacher by the director of schools or director of the public charter school. Lastly, Section 0.11 is revised to remove a reference to Public Chapter 932 of the 2022 legislative session that authorized endorsement exemptions for courses with an end-of-course examination. This flexibility was only available through the 23 to 24 school year. The next item is Employment Standards Rule 0520-02-06-0.01 and 0.02. This rule chapter defines the requirements for certain school and district level positions that educators may hold without holding a specific endorsement. Revisions are proposed to Section 0.01 to clarify that employment standards outline the requirements for certain school and district LEA level positions that educators may hold without holding a specific endorsement. Section 0.02 Rule 0.02 is revised to extend flexibility for individuals to teach Year 1 CTE courses to students in 6th through 9th grade instead of only the 9th grade. Lastly, this item also creates an employment standard to align with TCA 49.66006, which allows an educator holding an active teacher license to teach a course with an end-of-course examination if the educator demonstrates sufficient content knowledge in the course material by passing a standardized criterion reference test for the content area. The next item is Occupational Educator Scholarship Rule 0520-02-05-.03 through 0.05. This rule chapter outlines the eligibility requirements, selection criteria, and terms for the Occupational Educator Scholarship Program. This item clarifies that the written agreement signed to teach occupational, career, and technical courses is with the state of Tennessee. Additionally, the 4-year requirement to teach and maintain an active and valid occupational teacher license is changed to a 3-year requirement. This revision coincides with the EPP's accreditation requirement of tracking candidates for 3 years. This item also defines timelines signifying a repayment delinquency and account default and associated consequences. The last item on today's agenda is Career and Technical Education Rule 0520-01-07-0.04. Chapter 543 of the Public Acts of 2024 increased the maximum number of work-based learning credits a student may earn each school year to 6 credits, with a minimum of 5 hours per week of supervised work experience required for each additional credit. This item revises the rule to align with Public Chapter 543. With those brief explanations, I will now move into public comments regarding these rules. Please note that rulemaking hearings are an opportunity for the State Board to collect feedback on the proposed rule language to inform potential revisions and is not a question and answer session. During the public comment portion of this hearing, please state your name and organizational affiliation, if any, before making your comment. Each person who wishes to speak will be allotted 3 minutes. Since this meeting is taking place electronically and there are no persons present here with us, in just a moment, I'm going to ask electronic attendees who wish to be recognized to provide public comment to unmute themselves and state their name. Once all names have been collected, I will call on attendees by name to make their statement. Please remember to keep yourself muted when not speaking to ensure that all comments can be properly heard. And because of the technical issues we had earlier, what we would actually ask you to do is first place in the chat your name if you wish to speak. Again, please place in the chat your name if you wish to speak and the organization with which you are affiliated. We're going to give people just a moment to place their name and organizational affiliation in the chat if they wish to speak. All right. We are not seeing any names or organizational affiliations being placed in the chat. So before I adjourn, I want to make a few final reminders. You may submit additional written comments regarding these rules for consideration to me using the contact information noted on the agenda, on our website, and on the screen. If you're joining by phone, my email address is danielle.nellis@tn.gov. These comments must be received by Monday, July 29th at 9 a.m. Central to ensure consideration. Please send comments via email as regular mail is running very slowly and may not arrive to our office in time. It is anticipated that the board will vote on final reading of these rules at its quarterly meeting on August 16th, 2024. Specific details about that meeting agenda and how to attend or watch the meeting online will be posted on the State Board's website under the meetings page. If the board approves these rules on final reading, they will be sent to the Attorney General's office for approval, be published with the Secretary of State for 90 days, and go before the Joint Government Operations Committee of the Tennessee House and Senate. The State Board of Education appreciates everyone who took time out of their day today to attend today's meeting. Again, we apologize for the interruptions. earlier this morning and the technical difficulties we've had. With no further business on the agenda, this hearing is adjourned. Thank you.